session of our Alpha Mastermind group, and that's my daughter Riley back there.
Hey.
As soon as you say record, of course, it's like, what? Hey.
So what you want to ask yourself is always ask yourself this question. When it comes towards you making a decision or as you're growing in your business and people start approaching you or start, hey, wanting to do JVs with you and whatever that looks like, always ask yourself this. Is this contaminating my freedom or is this contributing to my freedom?
Contaminating?
Yep.
Contaminating my freedom or contributing to my freedom?
And I can just tell you, Todd, from where you're at, I was doing the exact same thing. And since I've moved over to doing a lot of what I'm doing now, I work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Typically tool around most of the days on Mondays. That's when I have my personal coaching calls with my coaches. Fridays, I usually tool around and do whatever I want. And then Saturdays, I work half a day sometimes. And Sundays, I make work some, depending upon. But I've scheduled it all that way and probably making 4 times the amount of money doing a quarter of the amount of work.
That's perfect.
So all the stuff that I'm going to be sharing with you is stuff that's real, that's happening right now. Any resources that you have as far as social media requirements, or if you need someone to start writing email copy for you to get your avatars and get all of your email systems built out, I have all of that stuff. So have you heard of Abraham Hicks?
Abraham Hicks?
Yes, there you go.
Oh, yeah, we listen. Yeah.
In the vortex, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so perfect. So one of my clients is the guy who does all her IT stuff.
Sweet.
So we took him from like 22% to 12% in about 3 months, and now he's like one of our most avid just fans and customers. And he does all my back end stuff, meaning all the paywall stuff that he built out for her,
Mm-hmm.
all of her back end programming on all of her website stuff, all of her live video streams, all that stuff. He does all of our stuff now. And now what he's doing is he has a whole system that he can sell to coaches and trainers that tracks all this stuff for you. So when someone enters your system and buys your online program that we help you create, basically everything is done digital. So where they say they left off on session 4, well, it knows that. And it'll start back on session 4, and it'll give you all the other options that are available. But the deal is that there's only one unique person per that entry. So they can't take that link and share it with mom and dad to where you're getting jacked on your prices and everybody's using your information. Okay? So it does all of that stuff. So as we move forward and we get crystal clear on really truly what you're looking to create for yourself and for both of you, then I'll start opening up these resources to you so that we can get you there as fast as possible.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, so let's hear it. Let's go ahead, and whoever wants to start first, let's figure out exactly what your needs are. And you'll hear me adjust my languaging a lot. Like I would normally not ever say a need, and here's the reason why. So a lot of where I'm going to educate you from is on a subconscious basis, meaning how do words create emotional feelings in our body. And objectively, as we're moving through stuff, we're going to get to where you're functioning at a consistently higher level because you're understanding these words of self-sabotage, and in that moment, you're able to flip it for a higher option word. For example, if I say need, and if I'm thinking, so here, you will probably both saw this in the video that I did last week, or the training. When you talk about your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, our thinker, or our ant, is only 0.006% out of the whole 100. The rest of it is our subconscious mind. That's our elephant. So it makes a dramatic difference on how you feel and the words you spit out of your mouth, because that's what empowers our elephant or our subconscious to create these experiences, good or bad, or how about I say less than optimal and serving our highest potential. Because when I get into good or bad, then you get into condemnation. If you're in condemnation, then you can't be in love. If you can't be in love, then you're obviously not going to thrive on I am enthusiastically enthusiastic about my life, which is as high as it gets on the scale. So back to the need part. The need part, like if I say, well, I need to do this today, and I need to do that, and I need to do this, automatically my butt puckers up and I get tense. That's what I notice, okay? So what that means for me is that all of that verbiage that I'm choosing to put out of my mouth, more than likely unconscious, is creating stress in my life.
Yeah.
Right.
Because a need to a 3-year-old, which our subconscious is like a 3-year-old, so a need to a 3-year-old is like something that I can't live without. That's
Right.
like food, water, air. So automatically I'm like, all right, I need to do this and I have this time to do it in. So automatically I'm like under the gun. And the thing is that our subconscious is 100% literal. It can be programmed by anyone. If you're not programming it yourself, it's being programmed. People invest a lot of money to make sure that they put a lot of marketing and specific things out that cater specifically to training and changing how we think. There's confirmation back there. You'll hear people like when we're onto something, somebody will sneeze right in the moment or something will happen, and I'll start sharing some crazy stuff with you about that. But so yeah, a need, what I would say instead of a need is I would say a requirement. And in this specific case, we're actually talking about needs. We're talking about things that you require immediately to help you to thrive, mind, body, and spirit. That's really our direction and purpose for this conversation today, and all of them for that matter. So go ahead, and Todd, you tell me what do you think that you require, where are you at in your business, where are you at in your personal life, where are your struggles at, and let's put some stuff down for you.
So I made a list that's actually on my phone that we're using to conference with you because the laptop is having connectivity issues. So I can't pull it up, but off the top of my head,
Yep.
some of the things that were towards the top of the list, right now where I'm at in my business, I am tracking to be close to a 6-figure income this year for the first time.
Okay.
But what I would really like to do is have that, be well into the 6 figures without having to trade my hours for dollars, like I've been doing, working 12 to 14 hours a day
Got it.
with clients, and then, of course, outside of session time to write meal plans and respond to emails.
Are you charging for meal plans?
No, it's all part of my training.
So how much do you charge per session right now?
So it's in between 50 and 70 per session.
How much background do you have, like as far as accredited information or certifications? Do you have any, or where are you at? So I can figure out what
CPT and also performance enhancement specialist.
So you have 3, at least?
I have 2 and over 20 years of experience.
So you have a lot more than most. So here's the deal. So you got your pen ready?
Yes.
How do you typically sell your programs? Like if I were to come to you and you say, you know what, Brian, you need 20 sessions and here's your investment. How does that look like for you so I can get an idea of where you're functioning at?
Well, I start with my consult, which is my tool to give a fitness evaluation, see where they're at right now. Okay. Once I see where they're at body composition-wise, ask them a little bit about their exercise history. Okay. When they talk to me about their goals, then it's easy for me to set up timelines and say, okay, so you're 35% body fat and you need to be under 22 for optimal health. That's going to take us, based on my client experience, you're losing 1 to 3% a month based on how committed you are to the program, work in nutrition, blah, blah, blah. So, and then I recommend, a certain time together. Like, if we were together for 6 months, then we're looking at having you at your goal in 6 months or less. But the way that looks right now is the first month, we just need to talk about how often we can train together. And you just pay per month, no commitment, no contract. We renew, on a 4-week cycle. So whether you train with me 3 times a week the whole time, or whether you train 3 times a week with me for the first maybe couple months and then scale back to 2 times or 1 time a week, we can work with, your budget. But the more frequently we train at the beginning, the faster I can progress you, the better you retain, and that's how I pitch my rate.
So what would that equate to as far as what would that investment look like?
So my basic pitch is we just talk about, again, monthly rates, just paying once a month, And so if you're training with me 3 times a week, you're paying $600 a month. If you train with me twice a week, you're paying $440 a month. And if you're training once a week with me, then you're paying $240.
All right, so here's the deal. So I'm going to share with you a lot on nutrition. I'm not sure kind of where you're at on your background is, but I definitely feel that I can add some value to what you're doing. From now on, here's what I would recommend. And understand, you can always go back to what you're doing right now.
Right.
If I was doing a 6-month program for someone, training them 3 days a week, I'd probably charge them like 19 grand.
Wow.
Maybe more than that, depending upon the time commitment that it was for me. Because here's what you have to understand, bro. Write this book down, Breaking the Time Barrier. I think it's actually free. It's a small read. It could take you like 2 hours.
Breaking the time.
Where our biggest challenge / opportunity is going to be with you, just like it was for me, because you have a lot of time invested in what you're doing.
Yes.
It took me a long time to get out of the time per dollar. So from now on, you're not a personal trainer. You're a wellness coach.
All right.
I ask you if you're a trainer. Fuck no, I'm not a trainer. I'm a wellness coach. Okay?
Right. All right. I'm with you.
Automatically, we just gave you a $100,000 raise just with that adjustment. Probably more once I get some skill sets down for you. Okay? So in your wellness program, you do a whole goal setting session. You do daily accountability, meaning text message. You check on them once or twice a day. You can set in your schedule where you have the time to do this at, and it's your schedule, so you do it when it works for you.
Right.
You provide daily support as one of your value adds.
Right.
You do weekly goal setting, or you do weekly assessments, meaning checking their body fat weekly so you can see exactly where they're at, what needs to adjust.
Right.
You can add a store visit to that if you choose. I would say you're going to train 3 days a week no matter what. That's the program, and that's how it's set up, because this way you can guarantee results.
Right. I definitely am on board with that.
Okay? Have them do before and afters for sure.
Okay.
As soon as your client hits their results, you go do a video testimonial of 2 minutes. And I would invite you to reach out to all your clients who have gotten great results and have them do a video testimonial for you. Those are gold.
Okay. I've definitely been mulling that around already.
Today, for the rest of from now until God decides to take us elsewhere, you start shooting videos on Facebook. Hey, this is Todd, and I was just choosing to share this with you. I had this pop up in my head. I know if it happens to me, it's more likely to happen to you, and I just choosing to share it with you. Here it is. Bam, 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 bam. Hope you enjoy your day. You've got to get your face out there consistently.
Right.
The people that win are the people that are consistently out there. It'll take a while. You may get crickets on a lot of your stuff. That's just part of the process. I'll start sharing with you all the stuff that my coaches share with me, and I don't do any paid advertising right now. Not yet. I'm about to start now that we've got our systems and things that are getting down, but we'll get you to that point. But for right now, you have 7 billion people that are available to you via Facebook. So you start putting out good, solid content, it's gold. One thing I encourage you to write down is this little formula. This is from my coach, Jesse Elder. It's APC. Authenticity, power, clarity.
Say the first one again.
Authenticity.
Authenticity.
That means you being the you that you feel you should be every time, every day, no matter what.
Right.
If you're not APC, don't do the fucking video.
Right. Right.
Just wait until you feel in the zone. You're like, all right, bam, here you go. It should take you 1 shot. If it takes you 2 or 3, then you're not lined up.
All right, that makes sense.
Easy, okay?
And the C is what?
Clarity. And here's a Garrett J. White for you. Here's what provides value for people. Being real, being raw, and being relevant. Meaning, what's going on in the world right now, and how can I teach and share something in this moment to change the way someone's thinking about this situation to help bring value in their life right now.
Excellent.
Ask for the share. Meaning, hey, if this information was awesome for you and you found some value in it, please share it with your friends and with your family and your loved ones. People will do what you ask them to do.
Ask for the share.
Okay? So here's the deal. From now on, you're not a trainer, you're a wellness coach. So all of your next presentations should be around all of the stuff that you do outside of personal training. Your whole conversation is not even going to be around training. You're like, when time you're done with it, you go, yeah, and we're going to work out 3 days a week. That's the easy part. Where I'm going to support you to make sure you're successful is making sure that you're eating your food, showing you how to cook, being accountable to you daily so you have your goals, you have your support system. We communicate daily, and this is a 6-month program, and your investment's only 19 grand. How would you like to take care of it? And don't say shit when you say that. Seriously, it's going to get uncomfortable for a little while, but that's okay. You have to allow people to sit in their shit for a little while. Okay? And also, too, when you're doing this, you really want to make sure, this is very important because heaven is a retention strategy. Hell is what's getting people off the fence. Meaning, if you got someone who requires losing 30 pounds and you need to touch on, hey, how's your sex life? How do you feel about yourself? When's the last time you put a bathing suit on? Like, you have to be visceral with these people because you love them.
Right.
Not fucking sugarcoat it for them so they're not in a position to where they're making a best judgment or a decision in that moment to make a difference. Now, understand, if you go from 19,000 to 12,000, that's a fucking gazillion % interest of what you're already doing.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
So you give yourself a raise. Are you completely booked up with clients right now?
Yep.
Okay, then your rate's $150 an hour. You have no more time.
That makes me. I'm
uncomfortable.
I'm not gonna lie. That makes me uncomfortable.
That's
But
okay. That's good. Not about you. Yeah, because I'm going to push you out of your zone.
yeah.
You either do that or you start doing group sessions where you charge people $40 or $40 a session for group, and you start making $100 to $150 an hour. Because right now you have no more time. That is the most scarce resource, and until you learn to value it at a much higher level, people are going to keep taking it from you all day for $50 a session.
Right.
You have a lot of wisdom wrapped up in 20 years, my man.
Yes.
Think about this. Here's what I'm going to help you do. This is exactly what I did that gave me a completely different vantage point on charging higher fees. Here they are. Write these down.
Okay.
And this is all recorded too. This is what I have right here on my desk as I'm talking with both of you. This is on my cabinet, on my desk. It says this. I am enthusiastic about charging higher fees. And you can also take your phone and hit record. And you can listen to this while you're driving down the road. It says, I am enthusiastic about charging higher fees for sharing wisdom that is common to me and unknown to others. And I love to provide impeccable service to my family and clients. Second one.
Oh, shit.
How would the person I desire to be doing the things I'm about to do?
Oh, I used that one.
Yep. And I have out right beside that impeccable in big words. And then I ask this question here. Ask myself this question often. Is the action I am currently doing getting me closer to my outcome? And my ultimate outcome is receiving $10 million a month. I know it's possible. It's got to be lined up with the right situations and creating massive value in the world to create that kind of opportunity. So that's one of my goals. For example, you may start like, okay, how can I consistently hit $15,000 a month and back off on my training clients?
Right.
Okay? Whatever works for you, just ask yourself that question.
It's a good one.
Okay? Those are a few things. So what we require doing is putting some health coaching packages together for you.
Okay.
And you may have a health coaching option. We say, look, there's a group program, or you may find some people working out at other places that are doing nothing on their nutrition. You may step in and say, hey, I've got an $800 a month nutrition program where I support you daily, check your measurements once a week, do all of your tweaking and all of your work and all of your adjusting, and it's a 6-month program for $4,000. Okay? Right now, what I would invite you to do is start from when you first started working out and say, okay, during this time frame I was 8 years old, if you will. During that time, I was working out 1 hour to 2 hours a day, 6 days a week. These are the things I was involved in. Put numbers to that, meaning between the ages of 8 to 10, I invested 100 or 2,000 hours all the way up to your current date. What this is going to do is this is going to say, okay, I have in mine, I calculated 70,000 hours that I have invested in the time I've been doing all this stuff. Okay. What
Right.
you're going to do is you're going to get a number down there and you're going to say, okay, this is how many hours I have invested in my wisdom that allows me to create the experiences that I create for people, not trade them my wisdom for time for $50 a session.
Right.
That's good.
Okay? These should give you pretty significant shifts on you valuing your time more since you have no more of it.
Right.
When someone doesn't show up, charge them and tell them you love them.
Right.
Because if they're not showing up and they're screwing you out of your time where you can't do anything, then what you do is you work on your marketing during that time. You put videos out, create a list of conversations that you can have with people, and I'll show you how to have the conversation that you and I had. I'll teach you the same stuff. Because what
Awesome.
you want to start doing is maybe we start doing masterminds with you as you start getting more comfortable and I start sharing more information with you both and you're just learning more, you're going to have more value to start creating with people. And the more value you have, the more of a significantly different experience you're able to create for people, and they value that feeling that they have about themselves when they're around you.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's think of a couple action steps. So I would suggest let's create, so at least consistently you up your session rate to $70 a session or $80 a session.
Okay.
Whether they're doing 2 or whether they're doing 20.
Deal. So what about because I've always told my current clients that my rates have gone up, a couple times in the past. I tell my current clients that I'll grandfather their rate that they have with me. So
Okay.
how do we enter that conversation without being like, hey, you did this before?
So what we can do is honor that because you don't want to obviously piss your clients off. And think about this: these people already love you. What can we create to allow them to invest more money with you? They already know, like, and trust you.
Right.
Okay.
Does that entail like adding value by talking about what I'm doing that's new that I haven't been doing before, kind of thing?
Totally. Anytime you come up with new information, say, hey, this is some stuff I've been doing. That way you're starting to whet their palate, so to speak, and we can create stuff and products around this. So what I would do for you is I would write down all the stuff that you love talking about that is just easily for you to talk and discuss. And let's start putting some little videos and programs together. I'll show you how to do a Google Hangout. Like maybe, for example, you start soliciting your clients and say, hey, look, I'm going to be doing a free webinar all about holiday eating or how to maximize your sex life, whatever that looks like. And you can say, hey, for my clients, I'm only enrolling them for $100. I'm giving you a 50% discount. And you can do group sessions of this at one time and make $600, $700, $800.
Right.
Okay? So do not take anybody else on and charge them less than $70 a session. That's your cutoff point for right now until I get you feeling more comfortable. Like I honestly, I have a client that is not coming back, which is good. I have another 2 that I think I'm about to just say, hey, I'm done training you guys, and I love you. Like seriously, when I'm there, understanding what I know now and how much more value I can provide to people, I am not there giving 100% of my time and technique and capabilities to the person that's there, and I'm just sitting there going, I should totally be doing something else to serve more people rather than collecting $70 a session and being here one-on-one with someone. It's just not a value of my time. There's no disrespect. I've just shifted a lot and have understood so many more things that I can support people with than being stuck with one person for that dollar amount.
Right.
Okay. So I think our goal should be is did I send you the flyers that I have?
The flyers?
Yes.
No.
I didn't send those to you on your email?
I don't believe so.
All right, so let me do this right now. I apologize. I thought I already sent you these. So what I'm sending you right now is my flyers. Take a look at them. All right. It's trainer TTK.
Trainer TTK.
TTK, right?
Correct.
At Gmail.
At Gmail.
Okay. Pull this up. I just sent it to you.
He's gonna get the plastic.
He's gonna get the
2
plastic
seconds.
bag. I'm going right now.
Okay, I see it now.
So what I desire for you to do is look through there and see what resonates with you on price points. Because ultimately, here's the thing. It's imperative that you are comfortable with some of these numbers before you spit them out. Now, don't get me wrong. I was real uncomfortable with some of them.
Right.
What's the worst thing that can happen? I know I can deliver the results. They either say no, and then we go with something smaller. It's okay.
Right.
And understand this too. Be your best client. Meaning, wasn't able to start charging $30,000 and $100,000 until I was investing that in my own self in education and coaching. The energy then is allowed to complete the circuit as far as giving and receiving kind of a deal. So
Yep.
you're already doing that now, investing in yourself, so that's good. So take a look at any of those and all three of those flyers and see what works for you. And let's put something together for you. That way you have something when you sit down and do your consultations. And really, your whole conversation is going to be around asking a lot of questions on mind, body, and spirit. Where are you at mentally? How are your relationships? Do you have any unforgiveness with mom and dad? How's your sex life? All this stuff.
Education. Hold on a second, Brian.
The energy then is allowed to be the circuit as far as giving and receiving kind of a deal. We have two going on.
Hear your own voice back.
Sorry about that. Okay. We're good.
So, do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so your goal and action steps until we get to connect next time is let's have a program created. Let's do this is all depending upon you, but here's my thoughts. Do a 3, a 6, and a 12-month program just like I have.
Okay.
Pick the price points that you feel comfortable with, and of course, I'm going to push you some, and that's completely fine.
So also in Utah, there's a law for fitness fitness professionals and gyms that if you have programs that are over 1 month long, you have to carry like a surety bond. Right now, I have exemption from that. You have to file an exemption and pay their fee every year.
Well, so let me ask you this. What's the price of the fee?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that.
So I would encourage you to check the price of the fee because what I'm going to teach you, you're going to supersede that very fast.
Okay.
That's a growing pain.
Right, right.
Hey, this is good for both of you. Get a piece of paper like this and turn it on landscape. And on the left-hand side, write down $10. Scoot a couple inches over and write down $60. And then scoot over a little bit more and write down $100 on the same piece. Now, what you're going to do, both of you, is you're going to write down every task that you do on a day-to-day basis, and you're going to put it in that dollar amount that you could pay someone to do. Meaning if you're cooking your food and you could pay someone $7 an hour to do that and free that hour up so you can market or have sales conversations, wise idea. This is all the stuff that I'm sharing with you now that my millionaire friends have said, Brian, if you're running a $100,000 business and you want to get to $1 million, here's the first step. You have to think about your time differently, and anything you could pay someone 10, 20, 30 bucks an hour to do, like all your research and get your surety bond stuff done, hire someone, put a request out, interview some people. You may have an assistant that does a couple things for you here and there for 20 or 30 bucks and allows you to take that time and say, okay, here's the sales conversations I get to have for 2 hours. And dude, if you do that, you will turn tenfold that extremely fast. That has been a very valuable tool for me and a really difficult transition because my mind was thinking, Trainerson, I got to do it all. I got to do it all. You don't want to do it all. You want to hire out or barter out with, dude, I can tell you this much. All the stuff that I'm getting done on my website and all my copy for my emails, all done for free because of services I provide to help people out. So what I would highly encourage you to do is find some people in your area that are very well connected, TV show people, news people, radio people, people who are top-notch people that run around with top-notch people and say, hey, I want to do something specifically with you. This is what I'm thinking about. All I'm asking you to do is that we're going to document the whole thing, and you're going to put the word out to your people. And as soon as I find out that you're not doing your part, the agreement's done. You're not going to have that. Dude, I did that with like 3 people. Massive. These people run around with $100,000 clients. That's what they expect to pay for good service and programs. Okay? So all I'm doing right now, this is a writer downer. There's a big difference between working right and working hard. Right now, you're working hard. I'm going to do a couple things with you mindset-wise to help you start working right and free up some of your time so you can really start making an impact. All right, so let's invest some time with you, Myra, while we got a few minutes, and let's figure out where we're at. And does that give you a couple of action steps that you can work on now, Todd? You there? Can you hear me? Hey, we went mute. I don't think it's on my end. Let's see. No, I'm live still. Any luck? No, I don't want to do that. Can you hear? Yeah. Hey, call me. I'm going to call your phone. Awesome. I was just about to call you. So now we still got it on record. So what I was asking you, Todd, is like, do you have direction on what we require that's most important? Is you getting a couple of programs designed out based off the information that I shared with you? And let's put together a flyer with your information, and I'll help you structure and critique it out for your people. That way, every time, hey, when you open that door, it's Ryan. That way, when you sit down with your clients, you've got something to say, hey, here's my programs and here's how they're laid out. Your training is already included in them. Okay? Check the prices that you like and that you feel comfortable with, and I'll help you design them out.
Okay.
All right, so let's go with you for a minute, Myra. Let's see what you got going on and where we can support you at.
Okay, so, well, I don't know what direction to go in as far as, not having any particular degree.
You don't have to have a degree.
Well, I mean, it's harder to market.
Hey, just pull your shoes up, Ryan. It's harder to market. You say what? It's harder to market yourself?
Right, that's what I feel like.
So here is the deal. What we can do is obviously create something for you now and get you into IIN or something of that nature. There are some other things that you can do that will be faster for you to do. So we could probably help you create the money for IIN pretty fast. And you already have a medical background, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been doing MRI X-ray for about 7 years.
Okay. So, what direction are you specifically looking to do? I mean, what makes you happy? What are you looking to get into so we can figure out how to structure it?
Well, I was
I'll be down
actually
like 9
thinking,
minutes.
of being someone that helps sell the coffee and water. I'm really into that.
Okay.
I'm passionate about it. Everyone at work always asks me why I carry around a gallon, and I just
Oh,
go off.
I have one of those too.
Everyone's like, how do you drink all that in one day? And it's just, I'm like, well, you don't get a full. This water has smaller molecules. It just go off. It just really, I started getting passionate talking about it. So
Right.
I don't know, maybe I can go that way since we're not going to do the whole, maybe spending time a whole year doing the IIN.
Well, so here's some options is we can create something where that's already in your business line. Like for me, I have a conga machine. I've got different products that I use, and it's under my umbrella, meaning you're not just solely producing that or using that as your sole source of income, but we can use that as an item that you can introduce to people and say, oh, yeah, well, here's some things that you can do that are part of my services kind of a thing.
Okay.
So I think, what do you feel about doing some type of women's empowerment? Because if you can niche yourself to a specific group of people, like what's your story? Do you have a compelling story of things and shit that you've been through that that could ultimately help someone else out? Because that's really what it's all about on a connection level.
Right. I don't know. Just specifically, I'm kind of really interested in like reversing disease process. Working in the hospital environment. I have a friend, really one of my best friends in 6th grade. She's got lupus, and I send her links all the time. I'm like, hey, check this out, listen to this. Try to do this, or that's really interesting to me. As far as like the women's empowerment stuff, I mean, I think I need a little bit of that going on myself before I can help other people.
Well, you're gonna learn in the process. So some things that can really help you out, like now, is digging into the food healing stuff that we did on our webinars, on our online trainings. Like, listen to that stuff until you almost feel like you're talking like I do. That's how it was with my coaches. That's how much time I invested in those things. So how do you feel about doing creating some type of small program where you can start having conversations with people about goal setting and about accountability and doing that type of stuff? And what's your sweet spot to where we can take what you're already good at and create something along those lines to start creating some form of monetary avenues for you?
I don't know. While she's thinking about that, let me interject and say something about her. As far as her story goes, we come from a family of, my parents were both dicks, still are dicks. We don't talk to them. It was, terrible childhood. And she was the one that got out of the house on her own, got her job, got her shit together, and was making it and, doing good for herself. She was dating this. So, one, she got out of that situation and was a lot more powerful in that situation than I was. It took me a while to realize, how messed up I was and to get my stuff together. But she also had this guy that she moved out to Missouri for that totally just, took away her power. And as far as like, women know their place out there and they should be seen and not heard. And she really wanted to make it work with this guy. And so that took her down a little bit. But finally, she got herself out here where we can be together now. And she started to flourish and get her head right. So as far as her story goes, she has been through a lot. She's not as good about tooting her own horn as I am. So, but I'll say she's definitely a strong girl, and that's one thing. Until recently, I haven't had my shit together. Like this whole 7 to 10 grand a month this is just like brand new for me. Like this and last year. Before that, I was borrowing money from this girl like all the time,
Right.
And I was miserable and having a hard time. And been through a lot and overcame a lot. So I think she's selling herself short when she doesn't think she has a story about that. So as far as like the women empowerment, I think you guys could definitely collaborate to come up with some kind of thing that she could offer that would be very valuable to
Got it.
other women.
So let me ask you this: what would you do for free? You love it that much?
Oh God.
Perfect.
I love talking nutrition with people, or my friends. They're the ones that call me when.
So that's perfect. So let me ask you this: how comfortable are you with structuring nutrition programs? Like if you had someone and they're like, all right, I'm ready to do a nutritional program. Do you understand how to get proteins, carbs, and fats and all that fun stuff, or where are you at on that level?
I'm good with reading labels, making good food choices, keeping a certain number when it comes to calories, not under eating. As far as the ratio, I'm close to 40-30.
All right.
So.
Hold that thought, because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a video that I've done.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do is I've got my other client here at the house, and what I want you to do is check this out. And as soon as I'm done, I'll text you, because I want to invest a little bit more time with you on this specific stuff.
Okay.
That way we can start to get some direction. So when you go to bed at night, your brain is going on what it requires to happen. All right, so let's see. Nutrition.
Video of your big headed brown.
Yeah. Next. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Grocery store wisdom, put 1.
Nice sleep you got going back there.
You what?
Oh, can your client not hear us?
Nice sleep that your client's got going back there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thank you.
Welcome
back,
Brian Johnson. All right, hold on. So let's see here. This is require this. I'm trying to figure out how to more actions. Video manager. Trying to figure out how I can share this with you real quick. Let's see. Cool. So what I'm going to share with you is 2 of these. All right. Let me add you to this. So your email is red butterfly.
Man, I made that when I was in high school.
Red butterfly. Damn it! Why does this keep happening?
Huh?
I'm trying to put this in here, and red butterfly 106, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At Yahoo.
It's funny when I have to tell them at a bank. What's your email? Oh, red butterfly.
Copy. All right. So here's what I'm doing is I'm going to send this to you, and both of you check it out. But this is the formula that I use specifically to structure people's programs out. Learn this and go through this information. Do it for yourself. And what I will do is we'll go back over it as soon as I give you a call back here in a little while, and we'll kind of cruise through it. Because ultimately, if people are already calling you for nutritional advice, that's awesome. Because then all we do is start creating more value in what you're doing, and now you don't do it for free anymore. Even if you charge $100 a program, whatever that looks like, we'll figure it out.
So you're just saying, while I'm doing something like IN or another kind of nutrition program, I could start.
Yes.
Treating myself in that right way.
Yes, because that's exactly what I did.
Okay.
All right, so bam, I just sent that to you. Let me know if you got it, and I'm going to handle my client and friend that I have here, and then I'll text you as soon as I'm done, and we'll see where you're at. Cool? All right, I'll talk to you on a bit. Check your email and let me know if you got that, and shoot me a text if you didn't. It should already be.
Yeah.
You got it? Okay, so let me know if you can actually pull it up, because I have it set on private, but I put you into the private part so you can pull it up and check it out. It'll pull up a Google Hangout.
Okay. So it's like a pre-recorded.
Yeah, it's one I've already done.
Okay.
Is it-
Hour and 18 minutes. Yeah, looks pretty.
Yeah, so perfect. Yeah, so watch that and dig into it because that's going to share with you the formulas that I use when I'm working remotely with people. I use that, and that's how I figure out proteins, carbs, and fats. I'll educate you on that, and then we'll start getting into food-specific stuff that I already have done as well that I can send you to.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
All right.
That's really interesting to me to just. Okay.
Dig in, and I'll chat with you in a little while.
All right.
All right,
Sounds
bye.
good, man.
All right, bye.